In regards to question one, I have mixed emotions. Growing up, my parents never really let me have video games. They would rather me go outside and play with my friends. I guess you could say they thought that is where my real learning was going to take place. My parents always thought video games would make me lazy and not want to do anything active. At the time, I was angry at them because all my other friends had video game systems, but I was never allowed to get one. Looking back on it now, I'm glad my parents had those roles regarding video games. It allowed me to experience things in the outdoors, made me active, and also taught me how to interact with people face to face. Once I got into high school, I got into video games more, and I really enjoyed playing them. And it allowed me to see some of the positive effects video games can have on people. But at the end of the day, I am a firm believer that kids should be outside learning and being active. I have to admit, my views did change a little after hearing the TED Talks and doing the readings this week. There are many positives that video games can have on people. In the first TED Talk, Judy Willis discusses how boredom puts kids' brains in a state of stress. Most schools and classrooms, students are taught information off of PowerPoints and teachers' lectures. You sit in single file rows in the classroom. Everything is very uniformed. This leads to the boredom Willis is talking about. Does not allow students to engage themselves into the material the teacher is teaching, nor to the work that will be assigned. Willis's idea is trying to get students out of the sense of boredom so that they are able to fully engage into their classwork. She said an example of how she had her students walk backwards to understand negative numbers. This activity not only made her students engage into what she was teaching, it also made them become curious. They were able to learn as they explored this curiosity. Something as small as this example could change the way your student retains information. In the TED Talk by Jane McGonigal, she discusses her thoughts on saving the world as easy as it is to save the world in video games. She explained the world spends over 3 billion hours a week playing video games, and that to save a major world problem, it would require 21 billion hours a week, according to her calculation. Though I find her theory a little crazy, she presented it well and made me consider what she was saying. She believes video games have the power to make people feel a sense of urgency, be more focused, and also create more concentration, which she believes could translate over to the real world. I, however, do not believe that her theory will translate to the real world. I feel that although students may exhibit more focus and energy into a video game, it does not necessarily mean that those characteristics will translate to the real world. The video play and iPads really interested me. Tocelli's video starts out by talking about how mobile devices can promote social interaction, cooperation, play, and engagement among preschoolers. Her research made me open my eyes to the possibilities the use of technology at a young age can have on kids. Preschoolers are motivated by interactive devices and are more willing to participate and engage in contact being taught from that type of technology, resulting in them retaining the information better. In the TED Talk Gamification by Zitcherman, he suggested that the real world is too slow of a pace for kids nowadays. And his idea can be related to the preschoolers like the one in Tocelli's experiment. The types of technology in Tocelli's research project, preschoolers are given that faster paced world because of the immediate feedback and gratification video games and iPads provide to them. After watching the video and reading the readings, I have learned the importance and significance of video games and what they could do for a student's education. As technology evolves, teachers in the classrooms need to evolve to better reach their students.